Okay, so a few of you may have heard of a term called mini magnets before, if you've been in the room at all, right? Y'all heard that before? They're pretty light on here. Probably could stand to darken them up a little bit. But these little yellow lines, okay, are called mini magnets. And the market usually easily pushes 20 ticks off every time there's a mini magnet. Okay, so you get that push off, boom, it goes. All right. And the market pushes away from them, but then the market comes back to them. So when you're wondering, where is the market going to go? There is a target. That's a mini magnet. And notice we had the most volume, and like we had 14,000 contracts in this right here. So if the market went up, it pulled back down. And look at that right there, literally to the tick of that mini magnet level. Okay. And often will bounce off of old mini magnets. Now it went ahead and went through it a little bit, and then it kept going. All right. And so we got that nice push off. You get an apex pattern, all that. But I mean, it's not that it's gonna like that bar stopped at the tick of the mini magnet, and then it's not that it's not gonna go through it, but don't be surprised to find the market reverse after bouncing off of mini magnet. So it's gonna push off of mini magnets, and then it's gonna pull back to them. And the main reason for that is there's contracts that weren't filled, orders that basically were just left there. Okay, and so that's why the market likes to go back, and because the market goes where the orders are, so the market will go back and grab those orders right there. See that mini magnet? Grabs those orders, then pushes off of it, and comes back down. So don't always expect a reversal off of it, but don't be surprised when the market does push off of them and see that sort of like a miniature target. And if you're scalping, that can be a great way to, hey, I'm going to go, I got a little short bar, I'm going to target that and grab, 10 ticks, 20 ticks, whatever. So now maybe you have an apex pattern, or you have a VAD, or you have, a trend catcher entry. You can take those and keep going. You can see, where does this go down to? Not only does it go to 1/2 deviation, but it actually comes down and it hits the mini magnet. So if you're short here, you have one target, 1.5 deviation. You have another target where orders are left unfinished. Okay. And then, of course, you get the block happening. So you're not surprised that there's there's a lot of things that say, hey, we're bouncing. The volume's really high. Closes in the opposite direction. So, there's a target for profit. You're going short, or tightening stops, or partial profits. That pale yellow line. I hope it shows up on the recording. You can make it, more. Probably would be good to make it a little bit more visual. But yeah. There are a lot of reasons that people like gray is it's softer on the eyes. The white's like, ah. So, like the mini magnet, here's an example. This is on a gray background. See how much better it shows up? So, um, but they're all the same color. But yeah, basically it's the only lines really you're seeing being drawn right here. Little short lines that you're seeing pop up. Are all mini magnets equal? What do you mean by equal? Sometimes they're short. Yes, they'll be short on a down closed bar. They'll be long on a long closed bar. Or do you mean like how long they last? So right here, we got a mini magnet. Let's say we're long in this trade. We've tightened our stop because we got an acceleration. Okay. At this bar close, that mini magnet pops up. Should I be shocked? Not only did we hit a deviation, not only do we have a block in the other direction, we also have a mini magnet that the market does pull back. Like, see how that's, I mean, a lot. I'm trying to help you see how many things are adding up. And remember, like yesterday, I said the word of the day is what? What did I say the word of the day was yesterday? Who gets a gold star on this one? Confluence. Yeah, there you go, Kelly. The word of the day is confluence. Really, the word of every day is confluence. Okay. So the more things I see, the more I'm like, okay, it's taking that fear away from you while you're trading because you're like, oh, it closed down. It has a cluster. It had a mini magnet. Shouldn't be shocked it pulled back. And then we go down, and let's say we get an apex signal here for bat or whatever. Okay. Well, it closed up. It had a mini magnet. It also had, the acceleration there. I like that. If I get an E entry, well, there we go. So, because remember, it likes to push off of those mini magnets. So, how long they last? I mean, they can last for a year. I mean, it depends on if the market goes back to them. But obviously, you're looking for the closer ones. That's what you're looking for the market to go to. And you can see here, like, here's a mini magnet right there, and there's a mini magnet right there. There's a mini magnet right there. When you start seeing a lot of mini magnets together, and this is probably one of the biggest tips I can give you, when you see a lot of mini magnets together, and Lori would definitely, I know, agree with this, okay? Then what do you think you should expect? If I see long mini magnets, short mini magnets, long mini magnets, what should I expect? Chop. Chop, chop, chop. Okay, so if I should expect chop, then, and let's say I had to trade to go long here, but I got chop, 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 chop. Should I maybe, I don't see acceleration, right? I don't see momentum. Should I really be like all about taking that trade? Chop, 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 chop. No big signs tell me to go long. Could that give me a heads up that, hey, I'm probably going to enter right into a chop trade? Now, what can you see on the screen that might tell me the chop is over and it's ready to bust out? So we've had all this chop going on. A cluster. Exactly, Marion. So we get a cluster. We get big volume. Okay, all these, chop besides this one right here, which still like stayed in the chop right there, but didn't give us a cluster. Okay. So we had that cluster down, but what happened? It went right into a magnet. And then it went up with some acceleration, down with some acceleration, up with some acceleration. Now we get a big volume down with acceleration with a cluster. Okay, I expect it to go to at least here. And do I keep getting, confirmations? Yes, I keep getting confirmations and I can trail my stops. Like that would be a trade I'd be a little more interested in taking. I know here that I expect a battle. And do I get my battle? Yes, it hits that point. I mean, to the point, goes up, makes another magnet, and then finally bust out with, some decent volume. And then we get a nice little short right into the level where we get a cluster. Okay, are y'all starting to see this? Like these clusters happening and how much they're telling us, the mini magnets? I mean, this is huge for helping you see chop as quickly as possible. Long mini magnet, short mini magnet. Be careful. Like that's the really, really, really be careful. area. So right here, long mini magnet, short mini magnet. It chopped right in there before it broke out. Now when it broke out, we got some acceleration. Okay, so I'll take that. Say we get a trade on another chart. Have to get a trade on another chart. Take it, trail. Expect reversal. And then boom, long mini magnet, short mini magnet as soon as that thing closes. So I'm, got a long, now finally that mini magnet was broken, comes back up, comes back down, get a cluster, pulls back up, breaks through it. Now we're not in that chop zone anymore. And we're starting to go, come down, we get a cluster. So that can help you recognize chop. Okay? And go find another chart. Another instrument that's not choppy. But when I'm seeing magnet, especially the more magnets I'm seeing in opposite directions, then I'm not going to trade it on like a trend trading system. Now, if you're a scalper, you're going to love doing some siege trades here, or what Lori calls ping pong. Okay, where she plays right between the magnets. Okay, it comes over here. When it starts moving back down, I'll set my stop up here. I'll target this, take profit. All right, now I'm gonna, instead of buy, instead of stop, 5 ticks down, goes back up. It's that magnet from back there. I'll take profit. And she'll literally just play the chop. Well, now others can do that because now you can see the magnets. So as soon as you see those magnets, I mean, it's time to play ping pong. Wait for the market to go back up, and then set your stop and go for it. Just play ping pong. But the way she does it is because of those mini magnets. That's what she's using. That's her secret. And again, that's where orders were not completely filled, and so the market just keeps going back and going back and going back. Natick probably made like, I think my bill was like 30,000 or 40,000 in fees last year. Goodness, on my fees on Nadex. But that's okay because my income was a lot bigger. I want the exchange to make money because if the exchange doesn't make money, the exchange closes down. So, all right, so that's a tip there on shop. Okay. Yes, a very good problem to have.